Good morning, everybody. It is Monday, May 25th. Happy Memorial Day. And just like any other Memorial Day at our gym and all CrossFit gyms across the globe, we will be hitting the hero workout Murph today. Whether you are at the gym today, you're at home, whatever way that you can get this done in the year 2020 in these trying times. I know we're going to have to probably bend the rules a little bit on how we attack Murph this year, but the fact that you can come out, grind it out in whatever fashion you're able to do at home certainly means a lot for those that gave it all. So any way that you can get this done today is great. Murph, as it's written, and I'm sure plenty of you have done it in the past, it's a very, very long workout. There is no time cap on it today, so just whenever you get through it, whenever you finish, that's when we're going to call it quits. Move as fast as you want or as slow as you want. No, I'm not there watching you. But Murph, if you're doing it as prescribed today, if you've got a pull-up bar at home, you should be able to hit this as prescribed, unless you haven't been doing a lot of pull-up work over the last several weeks, months. 100 pull-ups may seem like a little bit of a daunting task and maybe even an injury risk. So just be smart. Don't try to be a hero. Swallow your pride if that's you. But Murph, how it's written, it's a 1 mile run. If you have a weight vest for this whole thing, they do recommend that you wear it if that's the track that you want to go as an athlete today. Again, just like we talked about with pull-ups, just be smart. So we start with a 1 mile run, 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 air squats, and then we finish with 1 more mile run, okay? Now, for those of you that have never done Murph before, say you're newer to the gym, you're newer to CrossFit in general, usually in a workout that is written in this fashion, this style, we would run a mile, we'd do all 100 pull-ups, we'd do all 200 push-ups, then move on to all 300 air squats, and then run a mile. We are not CrossFit Games athletes. Nobody at our gym is. So for you to do it unpartitioned like that, doing all 100 pull-ups, then 200 push-ups before we move on to the air squats, nobody in this gym should be doing that, okay? The way that most people like to break this up is in the same fashion of a workout called Cindy, which is a 20-minute AMRAP of 5 pull-ups, 10 push-ups, 15 air squats. And that's a 20-minute AMRAP, but if you do 20 rounds of that, 5 pull-ups, 10 push-ups, 15 air squats, that gives you your 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, and 300 air squats. So most people usually choose to break it up that way. That's what I would recommend, but if you've got a different way in how you want to split things up, maybe you want to go 5 pull-ups, 5 push-ups, 15 air squats, and then another 5 push-ups so that you give your arms or your chest a little bit of a break, since push-ups are going to be the big limiting factor for pretty much everyone. That's fine too. But again, 0 people at our gym should be doing 100 pull-ups in a row before they move on to the push-ups, and so on and so forth. So I don't want to hear any stories of anyone doing that. So that's how it's going to be written. Of course, if you do not have a pull-up bar at home, or you can't get to the gym to do this workout today, certainly a lot of subs can be made to those pull-ups today. Daniel has 2 of them written down. If you have equipment at home, in place of 100 pull-ups today, if you are not doing pull-ups, you have the option to do dumbbell deadlifts instead. The weights are pretty light. You're going to have 1 dumbbell in each hand. Fitness is going 25 or 15 on those dumbbells. And then performance open, you're going 35, 25, okay? You'll hinge forward, 1 head of the dumbbell will touch the ground, and you stand right back up, okay? So we will do 150 of those. Break those up as you need to. If you are not choosing to do dumbbell deadlifts, you will be doing the same thing, same weights, and same hinge position down to right above your knee. You're going to do dumbbell Bentover Rows. So again, 1 in each hand. You'll pull back, squeeze the upper middle part of your back, and then go right back down to the bottom of that row position where your arms get extended before we go ahead and pull back up again. So it's either going to be 150 dumbbell deadlifts or 150 dumbbell bent over rows. That's up to you on what you'd like to do there. Now, if you don't have any equipment at home at all, so you took it back to the gym or you never had any equipment to begin with, my wife and I are going to be hitting this over the weekend, and we're just going to be doing it at home. The way that we're going to hit this weekend, in place of the pull-ups, we're going to do 100 sit-ups just in place of it. So our workout will look like 20 rounds of 5 sit-ups, 10 push-ups, 15 air squats. Again, in these times, the fact that we're even able to do anything at all, I think is great. And paying homage to Murph, the fallen soldier that this workout is named after. And of course, again, in these times, I'm just happy to do anything. So if that's you, feel free to sprinkle that in as well. It's not like you need to find an odd object around your house that's going to be a 35-pound weight in each hand or 25-pound weight in each hand to do those dumbbell deadlifts. Obviously, if you have it, let's go with that option. But if something else like sit-ups works for you today, then let's sub it on in there. So that's what we have today. There is no accessory work. There is no strength piece. And if you've ever done Murph before, you know why. It is a long one. So that's how it's broken down. Let's go through a quick warm-up here before we kick off this Memorial Day. All right, so your warm-up for Murph is going to get started with 3 rounds, okay? 3 rounds of a 200-meter run, 5 sit-ups, 10 shoulder taps. So at the top of a high plank position, top of a push-up, you're going to go opposite hand to shoulder, 1, 2, 3, back and forth until we hit 10. Then we're going to stand up and do 15 air squats. So that first round will be 200-meter run, 5 sit-ups, 10 shoulder taps, 15 air squats. All 3 rounds are going to look just like that. The only thing that's going to change is the movement that you'll do in the round of 15 reps. So the first round, it will be air squats, 15 of them. The second round will be 15 line hops laterally. And then the last round, the third round, will be 15 jumping air squats, okay? So everything else will look the same every round. 200-meter run, 3 rounds, 200-meter run, 5 sit-ups, 10 shoulder taps, and then the round of 15, or the set of 15 reps each round, will just vary up the exercise. Cool? Go. All right, once you're back in from those 3 rounds, continuing on with the warm-up, I want you to hit these 3 things just in a little chunk right here. We're going to start with 5 inchworms with a push-up at the bottom. So you'll stand up, walk your hands all the way out to a push-up position, give me a push-up, and then retrace your steps, walking your hands back into your feet and stand, okay? After that first piece, those 5 inchworms with a push-up, I want 10 side lunges, back and forth to stretch into your groin and your hips. Once that is done, I want you to spend some time stretching out your calves up against a wall. If you have a rig at home, great. But I want you to spend some time doing some calf stretches, maybe about, 20, 30 seconds each leg before we continue on with the warm-up. 5 inchworms with a push-up, 10 side lunges, calf stretches. Go. Next part of the warm-up, we're going to move into your upper body. Right where you're standing, I want 10 big arm circles going either direction, 10 bear hugs back and forth, alternating right over left, left over right, so on and so forth. And then after that, we're going to move into more of just some static stretching. First one is going to be a tricep stretch. You're going to pull your right arm up over the back of your head. I want you to hold that stretch for about 20 seconds on each side. And then the same thing with a chest opener stretch, either on the ground or holding onto a wall or something that you can put your hand on. I want you to spend about 20 seconds stretching in the inside part of your shoulder and opening up your chest 20 seconds on each side before we move on. So 10 arm circles, 10 bear hugs, 20 seconds of a tricep stretch on each arm, and then 20 seconds of a chest opener stretch on each arm as well. Go. The last part of the warm-up before we hit Murph, I want 10 high knee pulls up into your chest. So just standing, you're going to pull your knee all the way into your chest on one side, then to the other, 5 on each side for a total of 10. When that is done, we're going to switch it to a pull on the outer part of your hip and into your butt cheek. So you're still going to try to pull that knee up to your chest, but only we're going to cross that leg so that that knee is facing outward and getting more of a big pull into the outer part of your hip, your glute. It's almost like you're standing up doing a pigeon stretch. We'll alternate legs there for a total of 10. And then last thing, we're going to finish with 10 toy soldiers or Frankenstein kicks, whatever you want to call them. Opposite hand to foot out in front. Kick the leg up, touch your hand. I want 10 of those as well. That is the last part of the warm-up here. 10 high knee pulls, 10 high knee pulls with a focus on the outer part of your hip, your glute, and then 10 toy soldiers or Frankenstein kicks. Go ahead and hit that. Okay, now we are ready to hit this thing. If you need some more time warming up, please feel free to take it. But again, how Murph is written, it starts with a mile run, 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 air squats, and then finishing with 1 mile run to finish off the workout. Okay. Now, obviously, again, if we are not doing pull-ups today, Daniel has given you a couple options on what you can do in place of those 100 pull-ups. You either have the option to do 150 dumbbell deadlifts with one in each hand, or 150 double dumbbell Bentover rows. So that same hinge position down to right above your knee or right at your knee, pull up, squeeze the upper middle part of your back, and then slowly relax it back down into that extended position with your arms locked out. But again, you don't have any equipment at home, feel free to do either of those with an odd object like a weighted backpack, whatever you want to use. My wife and I are going to be doing 100 sit-ups in place of the 100 pull-ups this weekend. So please feel free to do whatever you'd like. I know we're in a really challenging time right now, and having a lack of equipment or a lack of a pull-up bar in this workout, but everything else we can do the way it's written. Honestly, just getting out and doing this workout today, remembering Murph. I'm just happy to be getting out and doing anything and getting a sweat on. Doesn't matter if you're doing pull-ups or not, anything that you're subbing in place of that, I guarantee you we're still going to get a great workout in today. So have fun, enjoy the workout, and then we'll come back here for a cool down once you are done. And trust me, you will need it. So wrap it up, come on back here, and I'll give you some instructions on how we're going to be stretching. Cool down. Welcome back. The 2020 Murph may have an asterisk next to it, depending on how you scaled this workout down. But again, that's all right. I hope you had fun. But what we're going to do for cool down today, it's just going to be 5 minutes of stretching. And we're basically going to spend 30 seconds on each side of your body for 5 different movements or 5 different stretches. So the first one, we are going to spend a full minute in a child's pose, okay? Basically where we'll go right down the middle for about 20 seconds to the left, 20 seconds to the right. That eats up our minute, okay? The next one is going to be a chest opener stretch. You're going to lay yourself down on the ground. Right arm will go out flat beside you. Kick the left leg around the back to really open up that chest and inside part of your shoulder from all those push-ups that we just did. I want you to spend 30 seconds on the right, 30 seconds on the left. After you are done that chest opener stretch, I want a couch stretch. Up against a wall, couch, ottoman, whatever. You're going to kick your leg up to a big, deep quad stretch and into your hip flexor as well. We're going to spend 30 seconds on the right, 30 seconds on the left. From there, we go 30 seconds on the right and left of a hamstring stretch. Kneel on the ground, the other leg extended out in front. Bring your head, your chest down in to stretch out that hamstring. And then the very last one, we're going to spend 1 minute in a pigeon stretch. 30 seconds on the right, 30 seconds on the left, so we can give those hips a little bit of TLC from all that running and squatting as well. So that's what you have. You've got 5 minutes of cool down stretching here. The rest of the day, do whatever you want with it. I know the weather's supposed to be great out there today, so grilling, drinking beers, whatever you're doing today after that big grinder of a workout in Murph, you certainly earned it. Enjoy the rest of your Memorial Day, and we'll catch you tomorrow.